Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good.
Good. Sorry if you were waiting for a minute. My Zoom was taking forever to launch.
You're totally fine. Mine had to do an update or something, so
Oh,
it was doing the same thing for me. You're just fine.
I'm just like, come on, like, let's start.
Yeah.
It's taken 5 minutes now.
No, mine was doing the same thing, and I almost messaged you, and then it kind of like it went through. So,
Right. Yeah, I was about ready to message you too because I'm like, this is like, ah. So I'm glad it all worked out for both of us. So, okay. So, how's the move coming?
well, behind me is a mountain of boxes, so
Okay. Hey, that's okay.
those
That's
are
good
trails
news.
between. Yeah, yeah. So everything's gone through so far. This has been our realtor was like, you all set this up. You said this is how it was going to happen, and you've all set it up like
Right.
it's so smoothly. So fingers crossed. The appraisal is due tomorrow, and
Okay.
so I need to check. I don't even know if we got it, but that's kind of the next step, and then closing is after that. Like everything has just been boom, 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 boom. So
Good.
yeah,
Yay. So when do they expect you to close?
um, they're going to try and push it through like before. This is really good lighting. I feel like I have a filter on my face. Sorry. um, they're going to try and push it through before Thanksgiving, but it'll probably be the 29th is
Okay.
the day that we have planned. So
Awesome. That's exciting. Yay.
yeah, it's like, and this is my first home purchase. So like,
Right.
I've lived like when I was married to my husband, like he had a home, but this
Right.
is my first. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. That's beautiful. I love it. That's
yeah.
exciting. So, well, good. I'm glad you have a mountain of boxes. I know it's not like super convenient, but that means good things are coming.
Yeah. Well, and it's fun to like, I'm just ready for the shift. It's funny, actually, what popped up on my phone today, like Google Photos, 5 years ago today, I was moving, or this week I was moving, and I went, oh,
Oh,
that's
like,
interesting. I didn't realize that that was the case. So,
yeah. Yeah. It sounds like even amidst the move, like your intake form sounds very like you feel the energy feels very positive and
yeah, getting
fun.
getting my health back on track was a big deal. I
Okay.
like that just felt like walking through trying to walk with dried cement like around your legs. Like that was
Hmm.
whatever a couple of months ago that was rough.
Yeah.
And literally like vitamins and like
Right.
still like getting my gut bacteria back. I mean, I'm in kind of a 3 month process with that, and the protocol that I'm on, it's like it's working. So, but yeah, it's nice to kind of settle in and be like, oh, this is what it feels like um, to have a baseline here instead of like,
Yes. Yes. It's a yeah, like it's an amazing adjustment and that your body's holding it.
yeah,
Like, you're not doing the up and down and up and you're holding it, which is beautiful.
yeah.
So,
Well, it's nice to, I don't know, there's still, it's so interesting being in relationship and just, there's, I've been single for a long time. Like it's
mhm.
harder to be in a relationship in a lot of ways. Like I love it. I don't like, I don't want to change it, but it like, it pushes all the buttons that you thought you'd healed. And it's like, oh, cute. You thought you'd taken care of this.
You're like, I just have a whole new level. That's all it is. It's just a different level of it showing up.
So it's nice to be with a partner who's very like just comfortable with process. I was
Mhm.
not comfortable with process. I was like end result, get me to the end. I don't want to. And so learning how to be comfortable with being in the middle of a mess, like
Right.
in like I don't know, that's been a learning experience too for me. And it's good. It's all good. It's tears and frustration and like sitting with the emotion and all of those things, which is good, but
Right.
most people don't usually assign good to like you're crying.
Right. That just all that means is you're releasing, which is great. Like it is good. It is good to release, and your body just needs to release through a good cry sometimes.
Yeah.
Some people don't ever cry. That's not how their body releases. They release in different ways. Anger comes up and they have to scream and yell or however that looks. Like it's just different, but
Yeah.
it is good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny when people ask me how I'm doing. I'm like, well, it's a lot, and it's like I'm happy with it. It's nice to it just feels like the foundation is getting more solid.
Good.
Like and that it's intentional and that I'm part of creating that and that it's
Mm-hmm.
like those are it's trustworthy. That kind of those kind of
Mm-hmm.
things, like
Yeah.
those are things I couldn't have said before. So
Good. Oh,
yeah.
awesome. I love it. I'm excited. I am so excited that you've come so far in just a few short months in where your energy was and how you're feeling and taking care of your health. And
Well, that's honestly been like a 10-year easy. Like I've been off and on trying to figure out, trying to put the pieces together on that. So for it to come together, like you've seen a small window of it, but it's actually been a much bigger process.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I get. I totally get that too. I'm like, it's a lifelong process. Like, things will change and you'll have to adjust things and figure that out. And but to have a good baseline is, key. Is
Yeah.
very
Like essential.
Yeah. Yes. So, on your intake form, you put that you want to focus on keeping your dream alive.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the dream of writing the book?
Yep.
Okay.
I just wanted,
I didn't know if that was something else or.
no, yeah, I want that to continue to be the focus. So,
Okay.
and I think I'm um, learning to flow with it. It's felt that
Mm-hmm.
way. Um, with, okay, oh, here's a good moment. I'm going to jump in and write. Like it wasn't
Okay.
scheduled. It's just, I'm jumping on this. And Ryan's really good about like, yeah, go shut the door. Right. Go.
Right.
Um, but I want the structure too because I want like the consistency.
I was going to say consistency. That's the word that kept popping.
And
So,
that's where I feel like I've let go of a lot of the things I was being consistent with. And maybe necessarily, like maybe I needed a little bit of downtime or whatever, but I don't, to continue with that doesn't feel, I don't know, it feels more like an excuse.
yeah. But what happened is you temporarily went into survival.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
it was pure survival. Like,
Yeah. Yep.
and in that, like, things, your ability to think processes through, your ability to deal with stresses, your ability to like really do anything out of surviving,
Yeah.
shut down when
Yeah.
you're in survival. It just, your brain just completely is focused on keeping you alive.
Yeah.
And that's where you were, but you're no longer in that vibration. So now now you're like, okay, like now it's time to move forward. Let's get the ball rolling again, because now I can, like, if I'm having a hard emotional time, now I can drop into my body. I can recognize my feelings. I can get curious about it, and I can get myself back into a beautiful state where then I can create. Because your creation in your writing is going to come when you're in that beautiful state.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's actually been coming in very vulnerable states too, which it hasn't before. Um, and that's been really interesting to lean into.
Yeah.
Because before I wasn't comfortable with that. I was like,
Right.
nope, you can have the end product, but not the middle.
Right. But what's beautiful about that is as you write in those vulnerable states, that emotion is going to come out in your writing, and you're going to connect with your audience on a whole new level.
Well, it's interesting. I've had to be comfortable connecting with me, and I've realized I haven't been. That there was like I was keeping it very surface level, even though I was going through the motions of otherwise.
Right. Yeah. When you get into like, okay, say you're feeling like exhausted, right? Like, do you tap into your body and like, okay, I'm feeling like, recognize the emotion you're feeling. I'm feeling exhausted. How does this feel? Like, what does it look like? Does it have a shape? Does it have a color? Does it have a temperature? Do you do a practice like that?
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of, where is this showing up in my body? And yes, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of those kind of
Yeah.
things. Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Awesome.
I wouldn't say like consistent on a daily basis about that, but
Mm-hmm.
on a regular cadence, that's just kind of a normal practice for me.
Okay. Perfect. I love that. Like that dropping into your body is so important. Like, so important to help that emotion move. They say that you can move an emotion as fast as 90 seconds.
Mm.
Like, so if you're feeling like sadness, like deep sadness, you can go in, drop into your body and get that emotion to move that fast. But it takes that dropping into your body. It takes that, okay, I'm going to recognize I am feeling deep sadness right now,
Mm-hmm.
like, or intense sadness, or whatever it looks like.
Well, and for me, I've had to be willing to sit in that because before bypassing it has been part of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And so moving it is something I've wanted to do. And I'm very like, let's skim over it, but sitting with it long enough to just like embrace it or whatever, and then let it just naturally release on its own. That's been a very different practice for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's an easier practice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's much easier than trying to manipulate your situation and circumstances, because no matter how much you manipulate your situation and circumstances, you can pretend you shifted it,
mm-hmm.
but your vibration and everything doesn't truly shift in those, with that manipulation. And I think so many people confuse the two, like, oh, like, I'm feeling sad. No, I'm happy. I'm happy. And they convince themselves that they're happy, but all they've really done is manipulated that emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm so glad that that's a practice that you're doing. I would add like movement to it. Our movement and sound. Our bodies really love both movement and sound. So if you have to like tap, this is one of my favorite places to tap. Like
I used to teach EFT, so yes.
Okay, so you're really familiar with tapping. Okay, awesome. Like that tapping and then that sound, like while you're tapping, will help move it too.
Yeah, I've done a lot with vagus nerve. We've done drumming. We've done like, and using your body in that way. Yeah, like it's interesting. It's things I've all participated in and somewhat do naturally. And then also you're like, oh my gosh, I used to teach this. Why am I not doing it? Like you have those moments too.
Absolutely. Sometimes I'm like, what? Like I teach this all day, every day. Why am I not applying it to my own life?
Yeah. One of the things like I've tried to do is like a form of habit stacking where, okay, well, if I'm already washing my hands, let that be intentional that I'm releasing or I'm washing my hands of whatever I want to let go of, or like just building it in. If you're already brushing your teeth, okay, then like those kind of practices so that it's not like, where am I going to fit this into my day? But how is my day already doing this?
Yeah. Yeah. How's it already supporting me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fabulous.
One of the things I'm working on, like the gym, I used to be I used to get up at 4:30 every morning. I was at the gym like all summer long. I was really disciplined about that. And I haven't been to the gym in months. And it's been kind of like the longer you stay away, the more it kind of grows teeth. Like, okay, just take a walk around the block for 10 minutes. And that's even been tough. So I'm trying to, that's my, just with my kids and just letting that be a point of connection of like, it's not just about like checking something off of my list, but all right, it doesn't matter what the weather is, how cold it is, like let's bundle up like 10 minutes, it's okay. Because that's a really good reset for me. And I really, there was such a point of pride in putting myself first on my list. It wasn't the gym, it was that every single day I was choosing me first, no matter what.
Good.
And that practice was life altering. And I want to get back to the feeling of that doesn't matter how hectic or how crazy it is. And there's a lot more hectic and a lot more crazy right now, but like Like I want the practice of that.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to give myself like a little bit of ramp up, like, okay, we're moving the next 2 weeks. So like go once instead
Right.
of 3 times a week or whatever it is, or go for a
Mm-hmm.
walk instead or whatever. But like I want to give myself
Right.
that next
And
step.
and putting yourself first doesn't have to look like the gym every day. Like
Yeah.
it can look like, hey, you know what I want to do? I want to put a face mask and I want to lay down for 10 minutes and bask in the face mask.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and so switching that up in like that, I find like I find working out isn't as, and it may not be for you, but that working out process, like, yes, it's for you, but it doesn't always connect you to that pleasure center.
Mm-hmm. For me, it was like that. Yeah, that like you're yeah. And I guess I've been pretty rigid and like it needs to be that. For me, it was the one thing that got me out of bed, out of the house, out of like anything else. I was choosing
Mm-hmm.
sleep, and then it felt like, give me just a second.
Yeah, you're
My
fine.
my kids are just going to school, and I'm just gonna hug them really quick. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
you're
hug it.
fine.
Hug it. Here. Oh my gosh, knocking things over. Hi. Mm. I will see you after school. Okay. Wait, so, mm, no, he can stay. Okay. Okay. Sorry.
You're fine. Totally fine. Get yourself back grounded, whatever you need to do. So,
No, I think it was that I don't know, it was a big way to show myself. It was the effort involved.
mm-hmm.
If there wasn't, I don't know, I don't know that it would mean the same to me if I were just to go like take a bath or something like that. Like
Okay.
that I would take the time that it doesn't, I don't know. I have to think because I don't want to be so rigid with it that I'm bypassing an opportunity.
Right.
But at the same time, like, those are, I don't know.
Experiment and play. Like, be like, okay, like when I go to the gym first thing in the morning, how do I feel? Am I feeling like, am I feeling empowered? Am I feeling like I'm filling up my cup, or am I taking from my cup?
It always like because I was listening to something while I was working out and moving my body, it felt like a triple whammy for me every time.
Awesome.
So it was
Awesome.
like knocking, and then I came home energized and I came home in a really good space and it started the day off well. I
Right.
feel like when I don't, like, I'm just ornery. Like I wake up just like
Mm-hmm.
almost angry a
Right.
lot of the time. And
Right.
so, and then it starts things off in a pattern of, "Oh, why are you angry?" Or like, if you'd only gone to the gym, like then it can kind of spiral in another direction.
Right.
Whereas like I didn't even give myself time to think. You just alarm goes off, you get up, there's no thinking, you just go.
Mm-hmm.
And then your body has all those endorphins and you're like, I don't know, it just set the stage for like a really productive, great, like everything. Look, when I had that chunk first, everything else fell into place.
Right.
And I
Okay.
feel like I'm trying to get that back. But I'm
Okay.
also standing in the way of like, here I am like talking about how amazing it is and then still not doing it.
Right.
So,
Right.
what's the payoff from not doing it kind of question.
You just asked the question I was going to ask. What's the
Yeah.
payoff? So, what is the payoff?
Um, I think I don't know. Sometimes when you get stuck in that survival mode, like that becomes very much a comfortable place to be. And
Mm-hmm.
so breaking out of that, I don't know, but I don't want to like even make it harder than it is just verbally. Like I literally had to not think, just just go. That's it. Like just
Right.
like Nike it, just do it.
Right. Right. So, one thing that keeps coming to my mind is tapping into your higher self, right? Your higher self was disciplined enough to just get out of bed and go do what she knew was going to start her day off in a way that just kicked the day off and kept the day going in a good energy. And it's going to take a little bit of discipline right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. Like your higher self is disciplined. That's part of what got you out of bed before, was that discipline, but you were really connected with your higher self. So I would really work on connecting with the Julie that you want to be.
That statement in and of itself, like, it's funny because you feel like you're fighting to be disciplined. And it was like, no, wait a second. Like, you are disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I already am. Oh, okay, I can just be me then.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. And and that higher self, you've tapped into her.
Mm-hmm.
You know who she is. You know
Yeah.
her wants, her desires, her dreams. And it's just about like, okay, that's who I'm choosing into today. I'm not going to choose into the lower version Julie. I'm choosing into the higher version Julie today.
Okay.
But make it an experiment and play with it. Like, go one day and don't the next,
Mm-hmm.
and be super aware of the differences like that you see. Like, oh,
Oh,
interesting.
I know exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but and
Mm-hmm.
then what's nice is you can, before you go to bed, you can be like, okay, I'm getting up at 4:30. This is why I'm getting up, because when I do yada yada yada,
Oh,
this
we're
is
not getting
how
up
I
that
feel.
early anymore, but yes.
Okay. You're like, no way. But when you give yourself something to look forward to in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
like, so you're going to bed at night and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to get up because I get to X.
Yeah.
Like, one of my things is I have a protein hot chocolate that I love. And I'm
Mm.
like, okay, when I wake up, I get to drink that. It's the only time of day I drink it. So it
So,
helps me get up out of bed.
yeah.
So having that something to look forward to. When I get up, I get to go to the gym and I feel like I can conquer the world when I go to the
Mm-hmm.
gym. So that's what I want to feel like tomorrow. So it will be easy to get out of bed.
Yeah.
And make that decision. Put your phone away from your bed. So maybe you have to get up out of bed to turn off your alarm.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think, like, when it comes, I think you're very aware of all the things that you can do
Mm-hmm.
and that need to be done.
Yeah.
But remember to do them in a way that taps you into your feminine.
Yeah. I know the fun and the joy and the pleasure of it, like, I feels very foreign. And I'm like, I'm trying to remember a time, like even as a kid, where that was natural for me
Mm-hmm.
to,
And
and
and it
yeah.
may not be. You, from the time you were born, you could have been modeled a very masculine way, and your body may just naturally not be as prone to the feminine, right? So
So
you've
that's
been modeled the masculine way. You're less, it's less innate in you, and so it's the easy way is the masculine. The and I
Well, it may just be a lot of unlearning because
Yes.
it probably is innate, but what was, like you're saying, what was modeled, that's so interesting. Okay.
So, again, questions to ask yourself: what's, the easiest, most fun, pleasurable way to do this? For like with packing boxes, what's the easiest, most fun, pleasurable way that I can pack 10 boxes? Oh, I'm going to crank up the music. I'm going to dance as I pack. Um,
Do you know
adding, go
what's
ahead.
really interesting is that when I try to tap into what would be fun, I feel anger. So
So,
that is
what's anger is a secondary emotion. So, what emotion is that masking?
um probably like hurt or misunderstood or
Okay.
yeah, but like the idea of having fun, like it doesn't feel like when you talk about it, it doesn't feel fun. It feels like I get mad. Like, don't tell me to have fun.
Interesting.
So, and
Um,
thinking about this a lot outside of this conversation. And I was like, that's what it felt like when I was thinking about it then. That's what, because this has been something I've been trying to incorporate.
Okay. So what meaning do you give to fun? What does fun mean?
Um, Usually like, um, probably like a lack of discipline or somebody else is going to have to pick up the pieces.
Mm.
And usually I've been the one to pick up the pieces because it felt like somebody needed to. So if I have fun, there's nobody to balance that. But then you're misunderstood because you're not the fun one.
Mm-hmm. So this piece right here, reframing fun, will be vital. And so you want to reframe it in a way that serves you. So how can you reframe fun? What new meaning can you give to fun?
Um, I might have to sit with that. I don't know. I'm kind of there right now. Mm.
A few ideas, like fun means I get to expand and collapse time because while I'm having fun, I get things done faster. Or fun means we do things in a pleasurable manner, but we still get things done because like that lack of discipline, irresponsibility. And so what you've done is taken on the loads of everybody, and you're like, nobody's going to be responsible but me. And you've put that onto your shoulders, and that has got to be heavy.
And I think the other thing is like, if we take a break right now, it's not going to get done and it's going to add to the load tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And it already feels heavy. So, like,
Right.
there isn't bandwidth for more.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And fun doesn't necessarily mean taking a break. Like you can have fun while mopping your floor. So you're getting what needs to be done, but you're doing it in a fun way. And fun looks different for all of us. Like things I enjoy, you might not enjoy. But like, so I know this sounds silly, but one of my favorite things to do is clean my house with everybody gone, and I get to listen to a book. Like
yeah,
that's fun for me.
yeah, I'm with you. I like things really clean.
So, um, but like other people would be like, what? Like that's fun. You can't make cleaning fun, right? But somebody else may be, hey, if I blast music,
Mm-hmm.
that makes it fun for me.
Yeah.
Whereas like I like music, but it doesn't make it as fun as listening to a book. Like, so really like just take the time to reframe fun and what fun means. Because fun doesn't have to mean I'm irresponsible. Fun doesn't have to mean things don't get done.
Yeah.
Did you watch the time module?
Um, I I don't think I watched any of them. Like I listened to them,
Listen
but
to them. Okay, sorry.
like I mean, I have it on my yeah.
Okay. Listen, like it's only 10 or 15 minutes, but the expanding and collapsing time.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll
listen,
re-listen to it.
yeah, listen to that again because that's really like when we're in our feminine and having fun and
Mm-hmm.
we're in pleasure, we actually thrive there. And because we're thriving there, we collapse time. It's amazing. Like something that should take 60 minutes, we can get it done in 30.
And
And
I've
it's
experienced this before, but like
uh-huh.
to intentionally go into it, like it feels like everything is like, no, wrong, do not enter, kind of like danger. Like
right.
Like,
Yeah. And I totally get it. It's a whole new way of being. Like it's not what is naturally taught to it. We are taught to be very masculine. Because that energy, it works, and it works really, really well for men. And it works for women too. It just leaves us unfulfilled. It leaves us exhausted. It leaves us like just feeling like, oh, there's got to be more.
Mm-hmm.
And there really is, by embracing that femininity. And, as you're writing, like, embrace, like asking yourself, okay, what's the most pleasurable thing that I want to write about today? Maybe I'm not going to write a continuation in the chapter. Maybe I'm going to skip a few and write this piece because that's what's here. That's what's here right now.
And I have been doing that.
Okay, good.
Like I'm going to have to like print it out and like organize it later, because right now it feels very kind of all over the place. But I've just been like, okay, this is what's on my heart. This is where I'm running with it.
Yes. So, I think you'll be so happy you did it that way. So, but yeah, getting that, like, I think, making sure that you connect daily to your vision. Like, my vision is to have this book written and sharing it with the world, and connecting to that every day, connecting to the feeling of it being completed. Connect to your audience, like who's going to be reading this. I want, like, connect to them soul to soul. Bring all those things in so that like consistency will become easy, because you're connected to those feelings. The feelings are going to bring your goal to you, right? So if you don't write one day, at least connect to the feeling of having written something or having the book done. Do something every day with it.
Okay.
Whether it's 2 minutes or whether it's 30, just that, getting that consistency piece down. And then after you're done moving, like, then you can set down, okay, I'm going to write twice a week for 1 hour, like what we talked about at the very beginning. You can get that nailed down and really committed to yourself and the process later. But now, like, while you're moving and in that chaos, just connects to the feelings.
Okay.
Spend time there.
I like that a lot.
Okay.
That I can do.
Awesome.
And I like that because I think, honestly, up until this point, I've connected with, well, it's just been a lot of different phases of like being even able to say out loud to anybody that I wanted to do this. Like, it's been like having the courage to put a voice to, like, this is on my heart. But then you're connecting with like I want to write a book, not I am writing. And a lot of the affirmations are, I am a writer, those kind of things. And,
right.
But I like the idea of connecting to the completion of, because I don't think I've done that. It's been all of the lead up.
Okay. Yeah. I love that. Then that'll be so good for you.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else you need today?
No, I think I think is our last one, right? Like,
it's our last call, but you still have me till the end of the month. So if you need to, like, text me any questions, need anything, feel free to do that. Okay. So, and we're gonna miss you.
Oh, thank you. It's I'll go back and cycle through things again. Like, you hear it differently at later times. And so I really appreciate you, though. It's been like, this has been a lot more up and down than I.
Right? We have a vision of one thing and the universe takes us on a different path.
Yeah, exactly. So it's, so thank you for kind of riding the roller coaster.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So,
anyway, well, big hugs.
And there is one more call for Rise Up on the 29th. It's on a Tuesday instead of a Wednesday.
that's the day we're
Oh,
closing.
yes, it is.
So I may have to catch the, I've been terrible. Like it, I, I meant to catch the recap on a lot of these and I haven't.
Okay.
So, but
They're in
I
your
will,
email, right?
yes, I've
You said,
saved all of
okay.
that. I've got a folder that they're in.
Oh,
So,
good.
I can go
Awesome.
back, but yeah, that'll probably that day. There's going to be a lot going on. So,
Yes,
and
there is.
yeah,
So,
so,
but
but
yeah.
yeah, I'll, that's good to know that it's kind of coming in. I can go back and listen to it if I need to.
Okay. Awesome.
Or I guess I could submit questions ahead of time too if I need
Yeah,
any.
absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
And I can even like tell you the minute, like, hey, she started at minute 48 on your
Oh,
question.
gotcha.
So if you
Okay.
needed to just listen to the answer to your question, you could.
Okay. Well, and that's yeah, I'll think about something because it would be nice to. I haven't really participated in that a whole lot, and
Right.
so like might as well take advantage of the last
Yes,
one.
you
So
should. You should for sure. So
okay.
just text me your question if you come up with one.
Okay. All right.
So,
Sounds good.
okay,
Okay. Thank you so
awesome.
much.
Thanks. Big hugs.
Thanks. You
Yeah.
too. Bye bye.
Bye.